Irish beaches and braving these cold waters, safety has become a huge issue. Here at the back beach on Brandon Bay, 8 people were rescued from a rip current only a week or two ago. We caught up with one of the rescuers and spoke to a few local surf instructors about why these incidents keep reoccurring. We found out all you need to know about rip currents and how to stay safe in the water. I'm here with Ralph Bates today, who's first on the scene of the incident. Ralph, can you tell us a bit about what happened last week?
Well, basically I was out in the water and I was just out catching a couple of waves, and I turned around and looked out to sea, and there was 8 people getting pulled out in the rip current. I immediately saw that they were in trouble. They were waving their arms and they were shouting, so there was a big rescue to be done. So I turned to paddle out to where they were, and I was possibly 300-400 metres away, so it took a couple of minutes to get to them, which is the worst part of it. Like when you see them way out to sea and you're paddling as fast as you can to get there. And I got out there. There was 8 people in total, 3 surfboards, and 1 person had come out to help with the rescue, but they were going to get into trouble themselves, so they managed to get in by themselves. So I was left with 7 people, and I got them, calmed them down. In that time, Duncan Knox and Colm Sills were starting to paddle out to me as well, and we managed to paddle them sideways in the rip, so we paddled them across the beach, and after another 2 minutes, 2 of the lads from Waterworld came and joined us, and we managed to get them onto our surfboards and accompany them back in towards the beach. They were quite panicky, but by the time the 5 was there, they were calmed down quite a lot. And we took them out of the rip. It took about 20 minutes to get them back to the beach. One of the girls, she went into shock on the beach. We had to call for the doctor, and we called for the ambulance came out. And thankfully, everyone was okay. Sometimes you just kind of think, like, what would happen if I wasn't here, or if somebody else who wasn't able wasn't here. Last year, possibly, I did four rescues here.
Oh wow! And is it all the same thing?
It's all the same thing. People generally in the water, waist deep. Next thing, the current picks up. You'll get a big set of waves will come in just down the beach, and the water comes in, flows across the beach to the deep part, and it'll flow out to sea, and it'll grab the people and bring them out with them.
Do you know there's currents in the water here?
No, wasn't aware of that.
Do you know there's currents in the water here?
No.
Back Beach on the Dingle Peninsula is actually the longest beach on the Wild Atlantic Way. Because of its horseshoe shape, there's always a wind offshore or cross offshore, lending itself to giving us very good waves. But with waves come currents.
And basically, after every big swell, when the waves are very big, it changes the shape of the seabed, and the rips form wherever there's a dip in the beach.
The big storms we've had in the last few years has particularly changed the shape of the beach. That is what is causing the rip currents we now have a lot more on all our beaches, not just in Brandon Bay.
So what would your safety concerns be on this particular beach, or even the beaches all around Ireland?
That people have the knowledge now on what a rip current and what a current actually is.
Do you know what a rip current is?
It kind of takes you out to the sea.
Yeah.
It's like the current, like a strong current that brings you out.
I have no idea. I don't know what current is.
Well, I know one thing about it, that they will bring you out to sea.
Very good.
What a rip current actually is all the waves and all that water getting up onto the beach. It can't get back out, so it travels along the beach. It meets more water traveling along the beach, and eventually it gets stronger than the waves coming in and pushes back out. So once all that water goes back out again, it disperses, its energy disperses, and you can swim around. So if you are caught in one, it's not really a big panic unless you try to swim against it. Then it's like running on a treadmill or swimming on a treadmill.
My wife and I got stuck in a current, and we tried to swim against it, and that didn't help at all. My wife panicked.
Do you know what to do if you were stuck in a current?
No, not at all.
I don't know, scream for help, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Best thing is swim parallel to shore, go 50, 60 metres, and then come back in.
Do you know what to do if you're caught in a current?
I know. Swim diagonal back so you don't get caught.
Very good. Did you know what to do?
Swim across the rib.
Well, what we learned after that was just let it go and go by side, swim parallel to the beach, and then you find a way to get back to the beach.
If you still feel you're in difficulty, use the international help distress signal. Simply wave your arms up in the air across. Wait for help to come. If it doesn't, continue to swim to one side, and eventually you will come out.
Whenever I bring people down to the beach, I always get them to look at the sea from a kind of elevated point, like we are now. You get a much better view of the sea and you can see out further. If you're looking for rip on the beach, like I said, it's the area where there's less waves. It can look like there's a lot of chop going out to sea. It looks like a river going out to sea. I think putting signs up saying warning, no swimming or dangerous currents isn't really the right thing to do, because all beaches where you have waves have currents on. So that's basically saying all beaches on waves that have waves are dangerous and not to be swum on.
Very true.
But if you can educate people on rip currents and what to do if you get caught in them, how to avoid them, how to spot them, I think that would help a lot, because the amount of people using beaches now has increased about 500% in the last 10 years. There's a lot more people surfing, using the waves, so I think we need to kind of educate people on what to do if they get caught in rip currents. Yeah.
It's kind of like, aha, Christ, I'll get aboard, I'll go off out myself, it looks easy. And then they get in trouble and they rock on out.
So they don't have the background knowledge.
They don't have the background knowledge. The Irish thing was the old
fishermen, for
the
instance.
fishermen don't learn to swim, because if the boat goes down, it's easier to go with the boat than hanging around for a few hours. But Ireland is an island nation. We're surrounded by water. We should love it.
Yeah.
And now I know, and I would know what to do being in a rip current. Yeah.
Did your kids know what to do?
No, but I can tell them
Yeah.
today and right away.